Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
And more with DJ Doo Wop. Yo, Doo Wop, before we get into like the specifics of different people you've worked with, do you feel like one thing that Cipha and I talk about a lot on this podcast is like our, perception of ourselves, our ego, feeling appreciated by the culture, all these different things. How do you do with your own self-perception? Like, are you satisfied? Like, you don't have the top number one name of all time DJs. You're the guy who everyone who knows the shit knows is one of the absolute greatest of all times. You're incredibly respected by your peers, but you also don't live a superstar life every day either. How do you feel about the way Doo Wop has been appreciated?
Okay, so, I mean, knowing me will like kind of end, like me, I've always been, I love that, the being in the background of, it's just like with the mixtapes. To me, what amazed me about it was you can sit home within your four walls, nobody there, and just create this magic and let it out to the world, opposed to trying it live in front of these people. That's just nerve-wracking, right? It's like, it could kill you first time. It will just destroy you. So you could, do it till you get it right. So fast forward now, like, that's always in me. I mean, I like rocking live parties and doing that, but I'm also kind of like a homebody. I'm kind of like chill, like to be in the background. So being able to still like be appreciated, right? By by people, by the fans of our culture, by people, by guys like you, and still live a normal life. I'm cool with that. Opposed to a hectic, I mean, who doesn't want millions of dollars and all that? But I'm fine, right. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm comfortable. So when it comes to that, like, I'm good with that. Like, I'm really good with that.
I love hearing that.
It's funny you say you're a homebody because, Jamal is a good friend of both of ours, me and Rosenberg. And Jamal used to road manage Doo Wop sometimes. And he would just always be in his room, I think watching CNN or some shit, like watching the news.
That's it. He wouldn't even knock on my door, bro. He know I ain't gonna open my door. Just leave me alone.
So you weren't
Showtime, and then Showtime. We do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Did you party at all when you DJ'd or no?
Party? What you mean?
Drink or smoke or anything, or just straight work?
I drink.
You're wording that incorrectly. The drinking and smoking was part of work. You're saying it in a weird way.
No, okay. I drink when I DJ now.
Did he have a bottle of Moet in the DJ booth that he drank out of while he DJ'd? Yes.
Yes, of course you did. Okay.
Cipha could answer that question just from club speed alone, right, Cipha? Remember how we used to come in there while you and Max was in there?
Rolling. There's a guy rolling weed.
Jesus Christ. There was just a guy who gets in charge of rolling
weed. Drink it. But like, no, did you go to parties if you weren't DJing?
Oh no, I don't really do all that. I mean, unless it's something like, like it's certain DJs I like to see, like even now, like if S&S is somewhere where I'm at in the same town, I'm gonna go see S&S. Mississippi is like two of my favorites, maybe my two favorite DJs, like party DJs.
Right.
But how did you go to like these industry parties and shit?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, how did you know if a record was rocking for you to play it in the club if you didn't ever really go hear it other places?
What do you mean? How do you what?
Like, let's say a new, when new records come out, how do you know if they work if you don't hear?
Nobody really debuted. I mean, I can't say nobody. I know I never like debuted a song like, "Hey guys, like listen to this." Like,
right.
Right. It would be more. It would make sense. Like if I knew, like when 95 Live was out and a certain song on there that I know that everybody was loving. Even though I only had it, I would try to figure, get it on a, even press it up or something and, be able to play it. But it's kind of tough. I mean, there's like certain records that's automatic. Like at Speed, I think it might have been Speed when, I don't know what club it was, but it was So Ghetto came out. Premiere, Jay-Z.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, who doesn't hear that right off the top and know that it's just going to fly?
Right.
Even if you never heard it. So, not to knock the question down, but it's like, it's kind of tough to premiere something like, unless it's like that magnitude.
Yeah, like I found myself going out. I don't really go out now much anymore, but before the pandemic, I would just go hear other DJ just to hear. Cause I'm going left field, but I don't love the music today as much as I loved it when I was coming up. Not to say I don't like a lot of new music that's out, but I don't have the love for it. Like when a DMX or a Lox or a Nori, all them shit, that was my era, like that 98, 99. That's when I was like starting to make a real name for myself. And I used to love those songs and can't wait to play them. I knew what was the hottest album cut. Now I got to go hear some shit. Like I went to go hear Bobby Trends. I was in Miami. Bobby Trends just happened to be DJing. I went to go hang out with him. And he was there playing some party where he had to play all Spanish. But I was like, oh, was it like I saw people go crazy over certain songs and I was Shazamming on the low. I had my phone tucked behind the booth. Like, what's this song? Oh, Bad Bunny? Got it.
Yo, unrelated, but about things today versus back in the day. I have a couple of DJ gigs coming up in the next 2 weeks, and I haven't DJed in a very long time. And like I'm talking to the sound people about, what I want. And I'm realizing now that a lot of these places, they may not even have turntables. They have controllers they can bring you. They have CDJs. So it dawned on me that I got to probably, if I want to do occasional gigs, I should probably get a controller that I can get comfortable with so I can fucking use it. Have you adapted? Do you have a controller you like?
I've adapted to it, but it's still like, even till like yesterday, they were asking me for this AZ show on the 1st in Virginia. What do you need? We have this controller. And it's not that I don't like a specific controller for the buttons and for the plate. It's just there's certain control. And yeah, Pete, you're going to have to get like a controller, bro, because certain controllers don't sync up to laptops, to certain laptops without having to download the driver. And if you're walking into a party and the crowd is there, you ain't got time to do that.
No, you want to know whether or not it's the one you can use right now.
So I have the Rain one at the house, which is the one that it's the closest one to like turntables, not side
platters.
The platter spins.
Right.
Okay, because Pioneer just put out a new one that spins too.
Oh yeah, man. There's probably a few now after I got that one like last year. So it's the Rain one, but it's too big to take with me. It's for the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I travel with, just in case, I keep it with me in case I can't sync up to the system, is the DDJ Pioneer DDJ SB 1, 2, or 3, either one. Very simple. The case is not that heavy. Always, it always comes to the only thing, it doesn't look great on video. Like if you're one of, if you're from our cloth, it doesn't look great. It's small. It's like this.
But that's convenient because
no, that's the small one, Wop.
That's the
SB. That's the real small one.
Don't.
Yeah, but that's not the toy. Yeah, that's
all right. So SNS rolls around with that in his backpack. No matter what they have, he's pulling that out because he's the most comfortable with that. But it just looks weird. So when my wife takes videos, sometimes I'll be like, yo.
Yeah, shoot from up. Don't get this angle.
Right. So that's how that goes. But yeah, yo, I done been to parties. I couldn't hook up to the joint. They had to like play the music from the main system, and we had to download drivers.
You got to find the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's whack. But there's certain DJs that just demand on their contract have turntables and like an S9. S9 hooks up to any laptop, old and new. It's all, but if you got some gigs coming up, bro, like try to invest in one of those.
I feel like it's worth it. Even with just a couple gigs, I feel like it's worth I might as well get it right now. And then
because like as much as you're gonna be offbeat mixing on turntables, you could do offbeat mixing on controller.
I mean, in fact, I might be able to be more on beat because it'll cheat.
Yo, wow, on a controller, you press the sync button.
I've never used the sync button.
Bro,
I don't use hardly none of the buttons though. I just don't understand. I don't even try to even.
No, you try to use turntables as you can.
I try to live as much as if it was turntables as possible. Now, I do like the cue points where you could skip right to the part you need. Right. And I do like, obviously, like I'll put an echo effect sometimes to fade out or whatever. But like all that other shit, like I don't know if I'm being a purist, but I just try to keep it.
I didn't even learn most of that stuff with Serato. Like there's some people who use Serato way better than me. I don't
even know how to loop shit on Serato. Like
I used to do for years. I stayed years ago. I stayed absolute mode. It took
I didn't know
years
nothing.
to switch.
I didn't know nothing about the effects until I started until AZ requested at shows to freaking gunshots and explosions. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't have the machine for that. He said, yes, you do. I seen the DJ do it with his controller.
There,
like,
yeah.
It's right in the damn Serato.
Wait, so you DJ for AZ?
Yeah, I've been rolling with him on the road. I mean, whenever I don't have a gig and if I'm available, but since 2011. I remember he called me 2011 and asked me to roll with him, and ever since then, yeah, been tight.
I mean, and
how are those shows, bro?
That's got to be fun.
Those shows are dope with AZ, and it's like, it's seeing his the way he performs is like, he doesn't, he's one of those guys, like you said, you just said purist, like no vocals on my tracks. He wants to do those cuts that sometimes I even think we shouldn't do because I kind of know the crowd. Right. He's like, nah, I'm doing rather unique. I'm doing the come up. No, but it's like sometimes, like let's say, like I'm gonna give you an example, like a Salsa con Fuego on Fordham Road in the Bronx, right?
Right.
Those people, they want to hear Sugar Hill and Life's a Bitch, and they good. And maybe
3 songs. They want 3-4 songs, maybe.
That's it. In and out. Yeah. He's like, nah, we doing the format.
Nah,
it's cool. I love. Yeah, I'm a fan too, so I love to see him perform it. It works. Our show's his show's like 45 minutes long. Usually we keep the same. We try to switch it up every now and then, but it's usually 90% the hits, the classics, and a few new things.
And you rocking with him like
he gives me. He tells the sound man, put Wop's mic just as loud as mine.
Right.
He doesn't want any of his boys getting a third mic to back him up. He's like, we good.
It's the show. Yeah.
I know all the lyrics. We know how to.
You remember our one up with AZ. I mean, he's rich, so Doo Wop movie. That's the guy you want to move around with. This can be it's gonna be an underground tour, but very classy, like, you know what I mean? Now Doo Wop. So let's talk about some of those people that you had joints with, because it's so many. Cipha mentioned Big.
Biggie is
Big. I just had a friendship with him, but we never did nothing.
No. What's the story about him going to do your tape and never did it?
So Big. So, Cipha, you remember the Big Cap, rest in peace, Big Cap, the Ladies in the House, Tommy Boy, the single.
Yep.
So the video was done at the Tunnel, not during a Sunday. It was like a regular weekday. Yeah. They rented out the Tunnel and they set it up like it was a party, whatever. And all the girls were performing. It was a song called Ladies in the House, with Big Cap was the producer. It was a young Lauryn Hill, Unique from the Bounce Squad, from my crew, Bahamadia, another girl I forgot, one or two other girls I forgot.
Yeah.
So obviously I was there, just probably do either a cameo or just chill, just to see what's going on, because that was my artist, Unique. So
this is off the New Jersey Drive, right?
Was it?
I think they end up putting it on there, but that's not how it originally came out.
I think
it was like his own. It was like his own single. Like
because I thought the record was the New Jersey Drive thing. I could be wrong, but go ahead.
Yeah. So
the colors were similar. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking of the cover, but it was Tommy Boy. That's why.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah. So Big showed up. This is one more chance, Biggie. This is Versace.
He's on fire.
And Big Cap, him, they were cool. So he just came through, I guess, to support Big Cap. And he's chilling off to the side. Everybody surrounding them, wanting to talk to him, whatever they wanted to do. And I kind of never met Big. I kind of want to meet Big, but I don't want to look like those people that are fucking just standing in front of him, getting on his nerves. So I'm like, how is this going to go? I said, wait, the bathroom is that way. I'm going to just pass kind of near where he's at. I still wouldn't have said nothing though. I'm just not that type to be like, yo, Big,
yeah.
I'm walking past him and he says, yo, Doo Wop, when you gonna put me on one of those tapes? Fucking, they had to pick me off the ground and shit after that, right? Like, God, Jesus Christ, right? It's like, yo, Big, oh shit, da-da-da. He gives me a number, 718 number. He said, anytime you're ready, here. I obviously try to play it cool and wait a few days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Call him. His mom picks up. She was like, Christopher. He comes to the phone. he hadn't moved to Jersey yet. He was still One More Chance Biggie, but he hadn't got that check. You know what I mean? That I'm out of here check. So he says, yo, aren't we doing like something for Mo? Mo was this promoter in Virginia, somewhere in Virginia, that had this big birthday party coming up. He's booking big. I didn't know. He's booking me to DJ that party. So he says, Mo told me you doing the party, da, da, da. Let's do it down there. Bring your machine with you. You know, you bring a 4-track and a mic and whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, bet. That was perfect. We get to the hotel. I see Big. He says, yo, after the party, we're going to do it. He comes to the booth while I'm DJing. I'm throwing him back. Back to your question, do I drink when I do? Throwing him back. I'm killing it. He comes up to the booth and say, yo, I'm about to go back to my hotel. I'm in room such and such. Hit me later.
Room 112 where the players dwell.
That's where it had to be.
Huh?
Room 112 where the players dwell.
So he goes, boom.
Doo Wop's like, pause for that bullshit. Okay.
I go back to the room and he says to give him like, what did he say? Like a couple of hours or something. Like, hey, you just hear the giggling in the back, you know, little C's and the girls, and you can hear the typical shit that you would think was coming out that room, right? I was like, all right, cool, let me know. I laid my head back and I woke up at 10:30 a.m.
No.
And it was done. He was already on the flight going back home.
All right.
So that, all right, Big wouldn't be mad at that though, right? But I'm like, okay, there'll be another time. Yeah. There'll be another time. We set it up for that Noise in the Attic of studio that I did 95 Live at. That's my go-to, yep. 38th Street and 8th Avenue. I figured Big, now by this time he just moved to Jersey. He says he's gonna come. I'm in touch with Little C's, corresponded with him. Yeah, we're gonna do it 8 o'clock, whatever. Time starts just passing. I'm sitting in the studio. I'm like, these guys are not coming. I go downstairs to the phone, to the lobby, to the phone, and I say, yo, C's, what's up? He says, we had a car accident. And I was like, all right, C's. I thought it was bullshit. But then the next day in the paper, Big broke his freaking leg. So, you know, it's, you know.
Not only we had a car accident.
This wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. No, it was meant to be. It's just life just takes a hold of it. Not only Little C's, hey, we had a car accident. I had a car accident and fucked up Biggie's leg.
Right.
So,
yeah,
bro, more specifically.
I just did a show for LL Cool J for a TV show where I searched for hip hop artifacts. And we had a Biggie episode. So we're looking for the crown, right? Mm-hmm. So I speak to his daughter. I speak with Little C's. We go back to his block. Bro, I dropped so many jokes about him crippling Biggie. He's like, yo, Cipha, can you stop, please?
So that's so good. Is that show out?
Huh?
Is that show out already?
No, top of next year.
Oh, that's a dope idea, bro.
1/1/2022.
Oh, is that confirmed now, Cipha? You didn't have a confirmation for us before.
No, it's not. No, I don't know the exact date, but I know they're trying to do Black History Month.
Okay.
So Pete, that's kind of like that wrestler joint, right?
It's literally the exact same thing.
Like a spinoff.
Yeah, it's almost a spinoff. It's crazy.
Dope. That's dope.
But that's crazy that Big wanted to do. I know. C's
told me, even at that point in his career,
C's told me the reason why they were in the car was driving to you, to drive to the studio to do that freestyle. And this is when Big is on fuego fire. Like,
so is it kind of like my fault?
It's kind of your fault, you know.
I'll take that.
Now, let's talk about. Let's start. You brought up, yeah, but I want to play something first, and I was just there and lost it. Not Summer Jam. Which one is he on here?
While you're looking for that, give advice to young party DJs like a Rosenberg who sucks at DJing live. What's your top 3 things that you need to know to rock a party?
Even at this point in my career, I still ask the promoter what am I walking into? Like, you know, like what are we dealing with? You know, they might be like, yo, my crowd is 21 to 35, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta prepare. You don't have to set your songs up because you never know when you need to play something. You can't really do that the way I said, like we did at Club Speed back then. I already knew like I said, I still winged it, after the first.
No, but that was your home club though.
Right. Then that was, it's like damn near
every week. You know what it is.
If you're going somewhere, you never play that, obviously. And even when you get there, you got to read the crowd. You got to, basically the preparation, bro. That's the most important thing.
I think reading the room is one of the biggest talents or skill sets that gotten lost to me when I hear DJs nowadays. Like, I'm like, are you not looking around and seeing what type of people are here?
But what has to do with that a lot too is nowadays is this anyway. It's this.
Right.
Of this. So even this person is enjoying themselves, but it's just they'd rather capture it than put it down and get on the dance floor. So it's kind of tough. Here's
let's hit this and then here's some more from the great Doo Wop.
Come on. No doubt, I'm from the accent, I've seen it all. Shorties with dreams of playing ball for Seton Hall.
Not about this.
For me, the world is sack on. The same sad song is being sung. It's like, give me a gun and I'm back on.
Gotta tell you, this is a pretty exciting moment for me. Doo Wop, I've never heard this, and he's my favorite MC.
I forgot about that.
I know the verse, but
he did this verse for me in D&D's, and then his family asked me to give it to Buck Wild for when they did that Biggie.
The Big Pun.
Big Pun, yeah. They asked.
We crack pun to yes, Bronx regulators, starve little niggas to death for trying to imitate us. Y'all can never see us, BSTS, killer BS. This pun got more guns and funds than none GS. PS, I'm from the BX, so I have to roll, blast the full crash, don't smash a hole, hack off your skull. I'm stacking heads like totem poles, blow a hole in your coat and throw you from here to Fordham Road, flow for flow. I told the toe with the toughest, from the ruckus to the roughest motherfuckers, so I'm illustrious. My crew's accustomed to busting ass, crushing glass, niggas faces, even traces of red out the slutty back. I want the cash off the chit off. I cock and blast the pit off, and then he pit off, trying to laugh at the pit off. You ain't no kid off for the Trevor Squadron. You feel a fear of God when I steal a car and flatten the Pierre Carter. I pinch your noggin if you starting trouble. Spark a dart above you. Watch it blossom like a flower throughout the burrow. So that I'm thorough with the periscope. Rifle is that lyrical cycle that'll tear the whole cycle. I don't play no titles. The titles all I request. Best rapper, no jet. When I wop the chaperones of death.
Bruh, that you just, my life just changed today.
What's that from again?
He came to D&D. That was a tape I did, Bronx Tale. I think
Bronx Tale,
97 or 98.
Bronx Tale, yep.
Obviously, I had the usual suspects. Fat Joe rhymed off of what's that what's that Smith and Wesson Ray Kwan song? Black Trump.
Black Trump, yep.
It'll be a cold day and how the day I take it now. Make a mistake for real, I wouldn't hesitate to kill. I'm still a fat one that you love to hate. Catch you at your mother's wake. Smack you, then I whack you with my stuff to you.
Oh, he did Black Trump?
Fat Joe, yeah.
Never heard this either.
Like blasting myself, and then it all niggas on my same team, be praying the fall, telling the fact.
He used this verse too.
Yeah.
On a record with Pun. Okay, sorry, keep going. You were saying
every freestyle that Fat Joe ever did on my tapes, he ended up using it on something else. But at least I got it first. He did it there live first, and then freaking whatever. But so Pun bugged me out one day because he called me and said, and now mind you, every time I asked Pun, he rhymed on my tapes about 3 times. Every time I asked him to rhyme on my tapes, it was never any resistance. It was always, I'm there. He showed out, you could hear it, he really went all out and did a great, gave me some crazy bars. So he calls me one day and goes, I want to know if I could use this on this song I'm doing right now. So a 93 Cool Out, one of those Cool Out tapes that Cipha was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I rapped on, me and Snagglepuss were rapping back and forth. Even on the Cool Out tape, I would still rap on it, but it was obviously to that concept of R&B. So we rapped off of
not the Donnell Jones one.
No, that was way after.
Yeah,
this is 93. We rapped off of, actually it was a hip hop beat, but it was the Barry White, the remix of I Got You Open, the instrumental of Black.
Oh
Moon.
yeah.
Yeah. So we rapped off of that, and I said, This Puerto Rican kid gets wicked when I stick it even. Luke be like, don't stop, get it. I said that in my rhyme in 93.
Yeah.
He calls me in like 98 and asks me, can he use those 2 bars? And I'm like, what am I going to say?
Still not a
no?
player.
I was like, yeah. I was like, am I going to say no? He was like, well, if you said no, I'm going to use it anyway. And he hung up the phone. I was like, fucking, you know, but a lot of people ain't going to know that because it's like, you know, those tapes are from.
I didn't even realize that.
Wait, on Still Not a Player, when he says that, don't stop, get it.
Watch the pun get wicked. He said, watch the pun get wicked when I stick it. And I said, watch the Wop get wicked when I stick it even. Luke be like, that was 93 cool.
Wow.
Well,
yep. There it is, Cipha. Wow. Did not know that.
And that, no money, no publishing. Just
because he never charged me any money for nothing.
Of course.
I made fucking, you know, whatever I made off them tapes, you know.
Exactly.
Somebody never came back and was like, yo, man, that tape's selling. Let me get, you know. The only person that ever stepped to me in a club, but it wasn't that aggressive. It wasn't aggressive.
What's who?
Prodigy. I was in Long Island doing some club. I couldn't even tell you what it was. Some club in Long Island. And at the time, was it Land Speed? Was it Land Speed?
Land Speed, yeah. There was a label, Land Speed.
Label?
Chris Landry.
Yep.
Right? They pressed up. They gave me like probably $15,000 to press up like some freestyles of mine. And that's all it was going to be. Whatever it sells, it sells. That's their money. They'll just give me like 15,000 or whatever. So I gave them a few freestyles and one of them happened to be a Prodigy freestyle. And they said they ain't gonna have no problem because they're not clearing it. There's some shit from mostly overseas. Prodigy came with the record.
Is it this?
No, it wasn't a diss. It was one of
was it he said was it this? He said, was it this?
Yeah, was it this? Was it this?
Fuck y'all know about that shit.
Yeah.
The one.
Hail Mary, right?
They don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it J Diss?
You know what I mean? They don't want to talk
That's
about
a J
that, man. H&IC, man. Head nigga in charge.
I never even heard this.
Versus clowns, man. Straight up, man. You know how we do shit, nigga.
Yo, him rhyming on Tupac is wild.
Ass, nigga. Infamous fresh.
This Jay?
Hooks, motherfucker. For you, bitch.
The triple entendre.
Let's go. Come on. Yo, we got y'all sized up. So what y'all gonna do? Cause sooner or later we gonna bump heads with you. And when that time come, we gonna pound out your crew. Freestyle bottle your face. Break you over taste of this gangster shit. You ain't score points stabbing that fat fuck. Come with this mob gun or E-bags or mash. What? Fuck y'all want with P. Not a goddamn thing. Hammers a bang. Done. We specialize in colliding with niggas. We all up in the spot, all up in the events. Nigga, we been selling records back when you was sucking Nas dick to get a verse on your first album. I was in Sumner, testing my guns, cause back in Queens we was handling drama. I don't give a fuck about how much drugs you sold, and I could give a fuck about how much funds you hold. Let's talk about what's gonna be when you see me. Matter of fact, no more talking, bring it when you see me, bitch. Nigga, stay.
Oh my goodness.
So,
wow.
So the ill thing about that is that's 2001. That was a tape called Gangsta's Paradise. I tried, I was almost chasing 95 Live, which never fucking caught the shit, but Gangsta's Paradise, I had Big Daddy Kane rhyming off of Change the Game, Jay-Z. I had Fat Joe, I had a few people, and that happened to be P's verse. I was at D&D's recording this at the time, and E-Money Bags walked in the studio and said, yo, I can get P over here if you want P. Like I didn't plan on having Prodigy on the tape. I didn't think about it. It was like, yo, I'm about to see P. I'll bring him. He brought P. About 2 hours later, P went through a few beats and said, I want to use Hail Mary. Used it, did that verse. When the tape dropped, Lenny from Rockefeller called me because, see, every time I dropped the tape at this time, I would go to the labels and give them a few CDs, you know, like just for the people in the staff and shit, you know.
Smart.
I didn't go to Rockefeller, obviously. I didn't want to drop this tape off at Rockefeller.
Yeah.
It's like the only label that I fucking detoured, right? Lenny calls me and Bleak was with him because he said, yo, Bleak said, why you ain't drop off that last tape? And they were like kind of laughing. It was like, yo, Wop, for real, drop it off tomorrow, bro, please. Because it is, once again, like Cipha said, this is not like I could be like, okay, stream it. You know, I have to physically drop this off for them to hear it when they want to hear it. Drop the tape off. A few weeks later, Summer Jam takeover, the takeover. So, you know, they were really like, I know there was things brewing with them, but this freestyle never gets any, we just want to say credit, if you want to use that, like for Like,
No,
It didn't even get mentioned. Yeah.
by the way, it's a doo-wop. I swear to God, Cipha, you'd agree. It's a missing piece of history, essentially. People
100%.
when Flex found out that that freestyle kind of like spawned freaking takeover, he played it over and over one night. I remember like my girl at the time was like, yo, Flex is playing the Prodigy. And he was talking in between and saying, yo, like, and then he played the takeover and then he would go back to that. But it was more, once he dissed Nas, nobody cared that he dissed Mob. So it was more of a.
Well, people always talk about the Prodigy picture at Summer Jam.
Of course, but
he
ended his line that night with saying, "Ask Nas, he don't want it with Hope," and that just trumped everything.
By the way, I'll give. Let me just give an obligatory hot take on that. I get, of course, why it's a bigger deal that he dissed Nas, but honestly, in 2001, Prodigy was kind of hotter than Nas. If you're being honest about that, that's HNIC keep it thorough time. It's interesting. I guess Nas's name, of course, just rings bells because it's Nas. But wow, that I can't believe I've never heard that.
Also, if Nas wasn't as smoking hot as he is known to be, Takeover is what spawned Ether, which brought Nas back into the ether. You know what I mean?
Right. That is true.
So, like, if you look at the timing of it,
Cipha, one day we might have to do like a live show DJ event with a few of these, pioneers of this entire thing, followed by like party.
Also, we got to get Doo Wop back on and not even have an interview about you. Like you was seeing so much shit, been in so much shit, like just hip hop itself. You know what I mean? Bro, the what's the cool out where you rhyming over the Donnell Jones with what was that guy's name? The artist you had? Don Black, yeah, from Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the one I play. Like,
what number? You know what year that is? Doo Wop?
Shit, that's like 2011, 12, or something like that.
I don't have any that late.
Maybe 2013.
Cool out.
I have a 2013.
Try it. It's the first thing. It's a phone ringing, and then Wop say he's gonna take his friend to the blood.
Oh no, not that one. It was around that time though. It's around that time of that one.
There's a Locks intro.
Might be 14 or something. I don't know.
You don't make tapes anymore?
I mean, I get, no, not just to make them and shit. No, I just do like, I get hired to do stuff, like some people want like a personal, they can't, they want to do like a party with certain shout outs that, 50th or 40th and stuff like that. But honestly, it's gonna cost just as much as to book me. So you might as well just book me. Like I don't really like, how you say it, settle on, like some of these guys. I'm gonna tell you real quick, and then we could just end it. Like when they started doing the hosting, I took that real serious. Like certain DJs would take $200 or $300 to host a tape, but all they would do was send me a script.
Yeah.
Yo, this brand new, and they'll send the vocals back. And then when you hear these vocals over the music,
it's not even on beat.
It doesn't match.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, I'll make like damn near a doo-wop tape, but of your music. I'll put it together as with all the, with all the stuff that I put into mine, like from the intro to the transitions to grabbing skits from movies and making.
Right. It's too much.
And I was like, and if you give me your songs, you gotta let me arrange the track list in the order that they go. So when I do that, bro, I mean, I hit them in the head, but everybody's always happy with the outcome because it's like it's not sloppy. It's something they can really run with. So
I'm waiting for the day I'm waiting for the day. I still have it on my list. Waiting for the day that I get a budget of some kind that I need some kind of theme song or intro, and I want to hire Doo Wop.
Man, let's do a song for that show, man. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm low level.
Even if it's just for the internet, or not for the.
Oh, we can do that for sure.
No,
I'm low level on that show.
We ain't got, I got you, bro.
Bro, they'd be like, they'd have like little meetings about the show, like, and they'd be like, Cipha, can you step out, please?
That's the stuff that I like to do when it comes to writing. When I write, so like something already, like the concept is almost laid out. Like that's some of my best work comes out. When the stuff is already, it's not like, oh, let's just create 16 bars from scratch about nothing.
Yeah, something to it. Yeah.
But
All
anyway,
right, well, I'm gonna
Wop,
come.
you're the man,
I'm gonna
bro.
come see you. I'm gonna come see you live somewhere. I'm gonna bring some Juan fans with me. I'm gonna tell them where Doo Wop is playing. Let's go visit him in
And
Connecticut
yeah,
or
and Wop, I gotta
DC
hit
or
you. I
wherever
gotta
you
hit you
are.
next time I'm down in around the way.
please do. Please do.
Love that. Thank you, Doo Wop.
All right, and LP,
Yo.
your boy Michael K might get that call. He might get that call because Friday, Saturday, Sunday he's not calling the game, right?
He might. You mean tonight? You mean he could get it tonight?
No, I know, but I'm saying Friday. Friday it's on Apple TV.
Right. So he won't get it.
Saturday's Fox. Sunday's
Yep.
ESPN.
Right.
Either tonight or tomorrow. What's the day? Wednesday?
No, he's not on tomorrow. Tomorrow's on Fox.
Thursday is on Fox.
Thursday's a national. He's off Thursday, Friday. He does Saturday. He does one. I think he does Saturday.
He might get the call though. He might get the call.
What are you guys talking
I don't
about?
know. Aaron Judge hitting the home run record.
Some nerd baseball shit.
And then Michael K would call it.
Of
Yeah,
course.
because K is local, but they have this. They're on Friday night when it could very likely happen. They're on Apple TV Plus, which like nobody has. Like
Yep.
sports fans didn't run out to get. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Wait, he's gonna hit the home run record, like beat somebody.
He's gonna beat Roger Maris's Yankee and American League record.
Oh
He's
shit!
gonna murder that record. He's gonna have, but by the time next week comes, he could probably be at like 65, 66.
And Cipha, just appreciate the fact that when he hits the 60-second home run, that ball is going to be worth well over $1 million, and it's going to land in a crowd of Bronx maniacs.
That's the day they were going crazy over that ball.
Yesterday they were going crazy, and the one yesterday is probably worth, I don't know, 50 grand, something like that. Although the guy gave it to Judge for free.
Oh, he did?
He did.
He's gonna get season tickets though.
Yeah, he gave it to Judge. They gave him a bat, a ball. I know. I bet you better get season tickets. Doo Wop, thank you, bro. We'll
All
talk.
right.
Thanks so much, Wop.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.